They came from Britain, many of them convicts, exiled to one of the most remote continents in the world. And on that distant shore, they slowly began building a new country. But when they arrived, the continent was already home to hundreds of nations, each with its own language, songs, traditions, and laws. They had lived on that land for tens of thousands of years, one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth. The newcomers never asked permission from the people who already lived here. Instead, they claimed the land belonged to no one. The legal doctrine behind it was called terra nullius, land belonging to no one. Using that claim, a kingdom across the ocean declared ownership of an entire continent, as if the people who had lived here for tens of thousands of years had never existed. Then ranchers began arriving, searching for vast land for their sheep and cattle. And that's where the violence began. As settlers spread across the continent, indigenous communities were driven from lands they had called home for countless generations. What followed would become one of the darkest chapters in Australian history. For more than a century, indigenous people were hunted along Australia's frontier. Many camps were attacked before dawn, while families were still asleep. For many, every day became a struggle to survive. Some attacks went beyond direct violence. Food supplies and even water sources were deliberately poisoned. Entire camps could be left abandoned, with few survivors left behind. Historians have identified at least 400 massacre sites across Australia. More than 10,000 Indigenous people are believed to have lost their lives, and many believe that number was only a fraction of the true toll. Those who survived were not allowed to simply return home. Many were forced onto government reserves, far from the lands their families had known for generations. There, their lives were tightly controlled, and much of their freedom was taken away. Life inside the reserves was tightly controlled, and every aspect of daily life was closely monitored. Many needed permission to leave and were discouraged from speaking their own language. Traditional ceremonies and cultural practices were often restricted, and sometimes banned altogether. Many Indigenous Australians worked on farms, ranches, and stations across the country. But in many cases, their wages were withheld or controlled by government authorities. Some spent years working without receiving the pay they had earned. Their ancestral lands were replaced by fences, livestock, and expanding settlements. Many were left dependent on government rations just to survive. Some found themselves standing in line for food on land that had once belonged to their own people. Then many Indigenous children were taken from their families. They were placed in missions, orphanages, and government-run institutions. Many grew up separated from their culture, language, and community. More than 2 centuries have passed since those first ships arrived. Today, Australia is known for its prosperity, high wages, and quality of life. A nation built on a complex history and one that continues to shape Australia today.